Montserrat is probably the most beautiful day trip you can do departing from Barcelona, and if you have a day to spare in the capital of Catalonia and head to Montserrat, you will discover a destination that everyone who visits it will fall in love with. The channel already has a detailed video explaining how to get to Montserrat and what to do during the visit. We strongly recommend that you watch the video to get the most out of your trip. The video contains a lot of information that we are not going to cover here today. And we are not going to do it because today's video has a dual purpose. On the one hand, to introduce you to the Trans-Montserrat and Tot-Montserrat passes, explaining how and where to use them, and on the other hand, to assess whether it is a worthwhile investment. Hola, ¿qué tal? Hello, I'm Tony Galvez. Welcome to Road Trip Spain and Portugal, where we want you to be happier traveling around the Iberian Peninsula with the help of our travel tips and of our self-guided walking tours. We just got back from another visit to Montserrat. For this trip, we bought a Trans-Montserrat pass and a Tot-Montserrat pass to put them to the test and set off for the Montaña Sagrada, the sacred mountain, an excursion we never tire of repeating. Let's see how much it costs to visit Montserrat and how you can pay for the expenses. The first expense is the transport that will take you to the España station of the FGC trains in Barcelona. This is where the trains from Barcelona to Montserrat depart from. If you take the metro or the bus, a single ticket costs €2.65. If you pay with a T-Casual card, it will be cheaper, a total of €2.52 for the round trip, which is the amount we will use in our calculations later. The Trans-Montserrat Pass and the Tot-Montserrat Pass include a round-trip ticket on the Barcelona Metro. To validate your Metro ticket, simply insert the pass in the slot and withdraw it when it appears in the other slot of the barrier. The second expense is the R5 line train, operated by the FGC company, which takes you from Barcelona's España station to the base of the cable car or rack railway. It costs €5.05 each way, making a total of €10.10. The Trans-Montserrat Pass and the Tot-Montserrat Pass include a round-trip ticket on the R5 line from Barcelona to the base of the mountain. To validate your ticket on the train, once again, simply insert the pass in the slot and remove it when it appears from the other slot. You will only have to do this at España station in Barcelona, both on departure and arrival. You will not have to validate it at the Montserrat stations. The third expense is transportation to the monastery. Once at the base of the mountain, you can choose between taking the Aeri, Montserrat's cable car, or the Cremallera, the rack railway or cog railway. The cable car is operated by a private company and the round trip costs €14. The Trans-Montserrat Pass and the Tot-Montserrat Pass include a round-trip ticket on the Aeri de Montserrat if you indicate at the time of purchase that you wish to take the cable car. When you arrive at the station, get in the queue reserved for those who already have a ticket. Do not go through the ticket office. A company employee will check your pass before you board the cable car. The ascent is vertiginous, and in less than 5 minutes you will reach the height of the monastery of Montserrat. The views are spectacular and the trip goes by very quickly, but we do not recommend the cable car to those who suffer from vertigo. Important, if you're going up by cable car, get off at the Aeri de Montserrat railway station. There are always people with rack railway tickets getting off at the cable car station and vice versa. The alternative to the cable car, the rack railway, the cog railway, is operated by FGC, the Catalonia train operator, the same company that runs the Barcelona-Monistrol de Montserrat train. It costs €14.50 round trip. The Trans-Montserrat Pass and the Tot Montserrat Pass include a round trip ticket on the Montserrat RAC Railway if you indicate at the time of purchase that you wish to ride the RAC Railway. When you arrive at the station, get off the train, walk toward the station exit, and you will find the RAC Railway waiting for you. A company employee will check your ticket. The RAC Railway goes up the mountainside and takes 15 minutes with beautiful views of Montserrat. Important tip, sit on the left side of the train going up and on the right side going down. And enjoy the views on the way up, they are spectacular. Both on the way up and on the way down, the train makes a quick stop at Monistrol Villa station. Important, if you are going up by RAC Railway, get off at Monistrol de Montserrat station. As we have already mentioned, all the time there are people with RAC Railway tickets getting off at the cable car station and vice versa. And now that we have arrived at the monastery, let's first look at the location of the places you will want to visit and for which you will need tickets or passes. For those who want to eat sitting down, the buffet is in a restaurant located in a modern building in the complex. To enjoy the trails and spectacular views, you will travel on two funiculars, the San Juan, which goes up, and the Santa Cova, which goes down. To better understand Montserrat, there is an audiovisual space. For those interested in art, the Museum of Montserrat contains a splendid collection. You will want to enter the temple and visit the Moreneta, the Virgin of Montserrat. And finally, you may want to listen to the singing children also inside the church. To eat in Montserrat, you can bring your own food from Barcelona and have an open-air picnic, or take advantage of the various places that offer prepared food. There is a restaurant, a cafeteria, and a buffet. We ate at the buffet, which for a fixed price of €20.50 includes all you can eat and drink, including water, beer, and soft drinks. There are several islands with salads, hot dishes, fruits, and desserts. The buffet occupies a large room with spectacular mountain views. We mention this not because we want you to eat there or not, but because the Tot Montserrat Pass includes lunch at the buffet, and it may be an advantage that you value positively. One of the most incredible gifts that Montserrat offers its visitors are the many trails that run through the natural park. Be sure to allow plenty of time during your visit to enjoy the scenery and the views. To get close to the trails, you will need to use the two funiculars that operate in Montserrat, the San Juan funicular, which climbs to the highest part of the mountain, or the Santa Cova funicular, which brings you close to the path that leads to the Santa Cova. The funiculars are operated by the same company responsible for the RAC Railway. There are several types of tickets. A ticket valid for a round trip on each funicular costs a total of $19.90. The Trans-Montserrat Pass and the Tot Montserrat Pass include unlimited use of the funiculars. It is important to note that at certain times of the year, the funiculars close for annual maintenance, as was the case with the Santa Cova funicular during our last visit. If you want a historical and cultural introduction to Montserrat and its significance, which will add more value to your visit, you should enter the audiovisual space Montserrat Behind Closed Doors, a modern space where you will find information about the mountain and the monastery. The entrance to the audiovisual space costs €5.50. The Trans-Montserrat Pass and the Tot Montserrat Pass include admission to the audiovisual space. For those interested in art, the Museum of Montserrat has an extensive collection of works of art, mainly but not exclusively paintings, formed from the acquisitions made by the monks over time. Contrary to what you might imagine, the museum does not focus on religious art. Caravaggio, El Greco, Dalí, Miró, Picasso, Tiepolo, Monet, Sisley, and Pissarro are some of the names present in the museum. Until the end of 2025, you can also visit a special exhibition celebrating the 1000th anniversary of the monastery, with many audiovisual and interactive resources. The entrance to the museum costs €12 and it is only included in the Tot Montserrat Pass. Finally, for many people, one of the main reasons to visit Montserrat is to visit the Basilica and the Moreneta, the Black Madonna, the name by which the Virgin of Montserrat is known. Until the pandemic, access to the Basilica and the Virgin was free, but to try to organize the ever-growing flow of visitors, in 2023 the Abbey began to require prior reservation to enter the Basilica and contemplate the carving of the Black Virgin. To contemplate that carving of the Black Madonna, you have to book a time slot, which is free for residents of the European Union, but costs €12 for those who are not. This ticket allows you to go up the side of the church to the top above the altar where the statue of the Virgin is, go down and visit the Basilica inside. The Trans-Montserrat Pass and the Tot Montserrat Pass include the entrance to the Basilica and the Virgin. Those who have the passes, even if they have not booked a time slot, will join the queue of those who have a time slot and will enter directly to see the Virgin. Depending on the time of the day, you may have to wait because the space inside is narrow and the line moves slowly. Once you have finished visiting the Black Madonna, you will leave the temple through a side door to re-enter through the front door, and you can stay inside as long as you want. The last remarkable activity in Montserrat is the singing of the Escolania, the school choir. If you are a resident of the European Union, admission is free, otherwise €12. There is a combined ticket that costs €15 and allows you to see the Virgin and witness the performance of the Escolania. In any case, it is essential to book a time slot as far in advance as possible, as places get sold out. Neither the Trans-Montserrat Pass nor the Tot Montserrat Pass include the Escolania performance. Let's see how the accounts work out based on everything presented so far in the video. First, look at the costs if you were to buy the services separately. Doing so, you would spend €82.65. The Trans-Montserrat Pass, which includes everything you see marked in green, includes attractions worth €50.15. As the pass costs €46.45, there are some small savings. The Tot Montserrat Pass, which includes everything you'll see marked in green, includes attractions worth €82.65. As the pass costs €69.60, the savings are somewhat higher. The calculations are complex and everyone has to do their own. You may be a resident of the European Union, so you will not have to pay for some of the items on the list. You may not want to take advantage of some of these services. For example, you may not want to visit the Museum of Montserrat. In that case, remove the expense from your sum to finalize the calculation. It may be that you are staying next to Plaza de España in Barcelona and do not want to take advantage of the free metro ticket. There are also some combined tickets that can save you some money, such as the one that allows you to enter the Escolania and the Basilica. You have to do a lot of math. The honest opinion of the two people who bought these two passes here, paying for them out of our pocket. If you want to save some money and you are not interested in visiting the Montserrat Museum and eating at the buffet restaurant, the Trans-Montserrat Pass may be the best option for you. If you want to go to the museum and eat at the buffet, the Tot Montserrat Pass will suit you just fine. Note also that the advantages of the two passes are not only financial. Instead of having to buy tickets on different websites, you make a single purchase. And also, the ease of use is incredible. On the subway and on the train, you validate the trips with a pass. On the rack railway and the cable car, you show your pass. On the funiculars, you skip the ticket office line, go directly to the boarding point and show your pass. In the museum, the audiovisual center and the temple, you just show your pass. And you don't need to book any time slot. It makes your life much easier, at least it did for us, and that's why we are telling you about these two passes. Passes can be purchased in person at the FGC ticket office in Plaza de España, but be careful because the queues are often long and very slow, and you may miss the train you intend to take if you leave the purchase for the day of travel. We recommend you to buy the passes online at Visit Barcelona Tickets, the official tourism website of the city of Barcelona. We have been partners with them for more than 10 years, and every time you buy a product on their website following our link, we get a small commission without the price changing for you. Pay attention when you make your purchase. You must indicate if you want to go up and down by RAC Railway or Aeri, the cable car. You will find the links to buy the Trans Montserrat and Tot Montserrat passes in the first comment below the video. Once you have made your purchase, you will receive a voucher that you must print and take with you to redeem it at the place indicated on the voucher. We redeemed our voucher at the tourist office in Plaza de Catalunya, the main tourist office right in the center of Barcelona, the day before the visit to Montserrat. It is not necessary to redeem the voucher on the day of the visit. The office was quite quiet and we were attended very kindly. The person who attended us gave us the passes and explained everything in detail and even gave us a schedule with the train and funicular departing times. A question and a final tip. The question. Many people ask us if there is not a pass that allows you to go up in the RAC railway and go down in the cable car or vice versa. And no, there is not. If you want to do that, you will have to buy the tickets separately or buy a pass and then buy a single ticket to go down on the other transport. And the tip, we could not resist talking about a product that we already mentioned in the full video about Montserrat. At the foot of the basilica, you will find some stalls selling typical products of the area, including the very traditional mató, a type of fresh cheese of medieval origin with which a very popular dessert is made, the mel y mató, a delicious mixture of cheese and honey. Don't miss it, it is sold in individual portions. You don't know how many people have told us that they followed our advice and loved the dessert. If you're going to Barcelona and you want our virtual company, take a look at our self-guided walking tours. We have 4 so far dedicated to Barcelona. Very detailed walking tours with specific instructions on how to go from one place to another, online maps and descriptions of all the places we visit, and the bonus of food tips along the way. And we have reached the end of the video. We hope we have helped you understand the passes to visit Montserrat. If you have any questions on the Trans Montserrat, the Tot Montserrat, please use the commentary box to ask. On the screen, you will now see our list of videos dedicated to the city of Barcelona, a complete compilation of information to make your visit to the capital of Catalonia perfect. We are waiting for you in those videos.